Hello friends, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, this is Louisiana Cooking and Living, and my name is Katie. I am a nurse and a mom and a gardener and a chicken mom, and we are just trying this new thing with doing these YouTube videos with my cooking and gardening and just trying to do anything Louisiana, I guess. And I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you follow along and share this with others that you think might be interested. So Labor Day is coming up, and I know everybody likes to barbecue or cook out on Labor Day, and there's other times throughout the year, Memorial Day, family gatherings, birthdays, and such. So I thought about doing a little series of cookout ideas. In the last few weeks, we've done smoking things, like we've smoked brisket, we've smoked ribs, and so the next 2 weeks are going to be grilling. So tonight we are doing barbecue chicken on the grill. It's going to be chicken thighs, and I'm going to make some homemade mac and cheese. My oven is up to temperature. I'm going to be making some beer bread. Don't want to scare anybody. I'm sure you know that whenever you cook with alcohol, all the alcohol cooks out. The beer is just the leavening agent for the bread. And then some green beans is what we're going to be making also. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you follow along. I'm kind of excited that hopefully soon we'll be getting into grilling season. It is so hot here. Next week I think it's projected to be 105, 106, like 4 days of the week. And with our heat indexes, that's going to be over 120. You just can't do anything outside. So I'm so ready for it to cool off. My poor chickens, I'm having to give them ice every day. The garden, I'm watering it twice a day. I can't even put my seedlings out there for my new crops. It's brutal out there. Our governor actually declared a state of emergency because of the temperatures and the drought we're having. So it's pretty hot. But someday soon we will get to be grilling more regularly outside. We do grill quite a bit outside, but it's too hot right now. So I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you try these recipes. And we'll just get started. We're going to start off with the bread because it does take 45 minutes to bake. So we're going to start with that first, and then we'll move on to, I think the mac and cheese will start next, and then get the chicken on the grill. So I hope you get to just enjoy this and follow along. So I'm going to turn the camera down so you can see what we're going to do. All right, this recipe, I don't even know where my mom got it, but it's in our longtime family cookbook that was, I think, made in the 80s or something. But it's my mom's recipe. So it starts off with 2 cups of self-rising flour. I don't have self-rising flour, so what I do is just use 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and then you can add 2 teaspoons of baking powder to it. So self-rising flour is just regular flour, and then it has the leavening agents in it. We'll do a half a teaspoon of baking soda. We're just kind of eyeballing here. And then 1 teaspoon of salt. I usually add a little bit of extra salt to it. So we'll do like a rounded teaspoon. And then 3 tablespoons of sugar. And then 1 12-ounce beer. So let me grab the beer out of the refrigerator. All right, we're going to just pour this in here gently. I'm not an expert here, just I know I've seen where you're supposed to pour on the side so it doesn't get foamy, but well, we got foamy. So it's a 12-ounce beer, and we're going to mix all these ingredients together gently, it says. And then we're going to bake in a well-greased, round 2.5-quart casserole. So this is what I have. I did grease it with butter, and this is a Corningware casserole. My face looks a little puffy, and I'm seeming a little tired. Can't really find my words. I did work the last 3 nights, and my last night I work, when I come home and sleep, I don't really sleep my normal amount of hours because I want to get back on my regular schedule so I can go to bed tonight. So I'm kind of tired, but you know what? Still got to make dinner. And this is a quick and easy dinner to make. I mean, yeah, bread takes a little while to make, but I'm stirring it up in a bowl and we have bread. So All right. It says it's okay if it's a little bit lumpy, not to worry about that. So I think we're good here. And we are going to pour it into our casserole. My oven is preheated to 375. And this will bake for 45 minutes, but halfway through you're going to pull it out and you're going to baste it with butter. So typically I'll do that at like 25 minutes and then put it back in for 20. All right. All right, so we'll get this in the oven and then we will get going with the mac and cheese. Okay, so it looks like I forgot to turn my microphone on, so I'm going to do a little voiceover here. These are chicken thighs. I usually buy boneless, skinless thighs for our barbecue chicken because I like when we baste it with barbecue sauce for it to be able to be on the meat instead of pulling the skin off and then you don't have the barbecue sauce anymore. So I'm just going to season these up with my Cajun seasoning I make. I actually do sell this on Etsy if you're interested. It's not terribly spicy. It's cayenne pepper, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, dry mustard. No caking agents in it, so is a little healthier than what you get on the store shelf. Plus it has less salt. Anyway, so we're going to coat both sides of these with the seasoning, and we'll get these on the grill. And then about halfway through the grilling process, I asked my husband what he does is he puts it on the direct flames at first on the grill, and then he I guess, gets grill marks on both sides of the chicken, and then moves it over to the indirect side to finish cooking to a temperature of 165, I think, is what chicken has to go to. And when he moves over to the indirect side is when he'll baste it with the barbecue sauce. So I guess I still forgot to turn my microphone on. I guess I was a little sleepy still at this point. So we have a pound of pasta here. Get these organic pasta at Costco, and we're going to get that in the pot to start boiling. These are just a shell shape. You can use whatever shape you'd like, but it's a full pound. All right, we'll get these boiling. We'll cook them to kind of al dente, because once you put the sauce on it, bake it in the oven, it will continue cooking. So we don't want to get them too mushy at this point. So we'll just kind of get them cooked till they're enough that they'll finish cooking in the oven. Okay, so I just pulled the bread out of the oven. This is the halfway point, I guess. This is what we look like so far. I'm going to baste the top with butter. I just have my butter here. I'm just going to cut some off of it. Probably about a tablespoon and a half. And so the heat of the pan and the bread will just melt it. Kind of get all down the sides, makes it kind of crispy on the sides. And then if it doesn't all melt, I just leave it on the top and it'll continue melting while it finishes baking and continues to baste the bread. Alright. I think that's good enough for now. And I'll put it back in the oven for 20 more minutes. And we'll check on our pasta here. Set my timer. I always just pull one out to check to see if it's ready. Just set up my pan here and almost, not quite. So we'll let that go for about 2 more minutes, and then we'll stir up the mac and cheese mix. Okay, we're back and we're going to get this mac and cheese going in the pot. I just wanted to show you because we're going to be using 2 eggs today. But we have 13 chickens and today we got 13 eggs, and I just wanted you to see my little rainbow here. I just love these eggs. Proud mama. So I'm going to take 2 of the eggs out. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a stick of butter into our pot. I've mostly melted it in the microwave, but the heat of the noodles will finish melting it. So we have a stick of butter, and see, I have my recipe written down that I usually make. Melted butter, and we're going to add, so we're going to use 3 cups of cheese total. I usually try to use like partly Velveeta, partly cheddar, and just a mixture. I didn't have any Velveeta today, so I'm using cream cheese instead. So I have some cream cheese here. Put this in here so it'll start softening. I'm going to add some cheddar, but I'm going to save some for the top. And then I have some mozzarella that I just shredded real quick in the food processor. We'll put some of this in here. My son likes his macaroni extra cheesy. So we'll give this a stir, get that cream cheese melting down in there with that heat of that pasta. And then we are going to, I'm sorry, I'm trying to read my recipe down here. 2 eggs, slightly beaten, the milk. So we have 2 cups of milk. And that goes in. Get my 2 eggs, put them in here and slightly beat them up. We are going to season with some pepper and my Cajun seasoning here, which has some salt in it. Alright, we'll pour that in. Grab it. Alright. Put a little bit of salt. My seasoning has some salt, but not a lot. So we're going to add a little bit of salt in here. Add some black pepper. And some of my seasoning. Usually I'd add a little bit of extra, there's dry mustard in my seasoning, but I'd usually add a little extra dry mustard, but I'm out of it today from just making my seasoning. So I'm not going to add that, but if you want to add that little bit of extra dry mustard to that, that would be good. Alright. The cream cheese is taking a little longer to melt down. I should have pulled it out of the fridge sooner than I did. Alright, so I have a greased 7x11 pan here. I just greased it up with some butter. And we're going to pour this in, and then we're going to top it with the leftover cheese. You could also do breadcrumbs on the top if you wanted, like mix them with some melted butter and sprinkle those across the top. Or some panko breadcrumbs. My son prefers the cheese on the top. Alright. Just trying to smash this cream cheese against the side of the pot. Alright, we're going to pour this in. Let me get some hot pads real quick. Oops. All right, we're going to top it with some more cheese. It's pretty liquidy, but like I said, we're just going to not quite cook the noodles all the way so that whenever they're baking that they will finish absorbing that liquid. So I'm going to add some cheddar on top and some of this mozzarella. When you're making mac and cheese, you want to have one cheese that's super melty, like a mozzarella or a Monterey Jack, something like that. All right. So this is what we look like, and we are going to go into the oven. And this is going to bake just until everything's cooked. So you're going to just do it until it gets nice and bubbly and the cheese kind of maybe starts brown on the top. All right, so I think my husband is ready to put the chicken on the grill. So we will see how that process goes down. And then we'll be back to finish up with the green beans and we'll be ready to eat. All right, this is the kind of charcoal he likes to get, where it's like a real, actual lump charcoal from wood. This is oak and hickory. I get that at Costco. This is what he lights the charcoal with. It's almost like a blowtorch coming out of that thing that lights the charcoal, so he doesn't have to use any lighter fluid. And then here's the grill. So he has that direct flames on this right side, and he'll put the chicken down on this side for now and get some good grill marks on it, and then move it over to the left side that's a cooler indirect side, and that's when he'll baste it with the barbecue sauce. So like I said earlier, we usually use boneless, skinless, but these, I took the skin off, but the bone is in. This is what they happen to have at the store when I went and got it that day. All right, that's the chicken. Okay, so next we're going to make our green beans. I do have my cast iron skillet heating here on kind of almost a medium heat, and I'm going to add some of my garlic infused avocado oil on here. My kids love their green beans like an Asian style green bean. I always grew up with my mom making it with like bacon grease and chopped onion and stuff, but this is the way my kids like to eat it, so this is the way I'm making it. So I threw in the garlic avocado oil, and I have, these are just frozen French style green beans I get at Costco, and they've thawed a little bit. They're probably gonna pop whenever I throw them in the hot grease because there's probably water on them. So I'm gonna throw these in here. I buy these little ginger pucks, I guess you call them. They're like, I think it's a teaspoon. I'll go ahead and say, I think it's like a teaspoon of ginger per little pod here. They're in the freezer section at the grocery store, so I'm going to throw one of these in there. If I can get it out. There we go. And that'll kind of thaw and saute along with the green beans. I kind of want to get a little bit of charring on them. Next, I'm going to add some crushed garlic. I'll just get this already peeled organic garlic cloves from Costco. Love these. This is what I use to make my garlic infused oil or my garlic powder. Just buy those in bulk and they're already peeled, ready to go. So I'm going to crush a few cloves in here. Pulled the beer bread out of the oven, so here's our little loaf. It doesn't rise too much. We'll give these a toss. You don't want that garlic to burn. Next, I'm going to add some onion powder that I made. I've freeze-dried some onions and grind it up and make my own onion powder. So we'll sprinkle some of that in here. Gonna add a little bit of salt. And the last thing I'm going to add is, instead of soy sauce, I use these coconut aminos. It's a healthier option. It's not very good for females to consume a lot of soy products. So I'm going to add this in here instead of my soy sauce. And then one last thing I'm going to add is a little bit of crushed red pepper flakes. I'm going to turn my heat down on low just to give these a few minutes just to stay warm. Everything's about to come together. The chicken's on the grill, the bread's ready, the mac and cheese is in the oven. My tea is brewing. So we will be pulling this dinner together pretty quickly, and we'll be back with everything finished. All right, here we are with our mac and cheese all bubbly out of the oven. Looks like we probably could have done a little less butter going on this time. All right. Just gonna tilt you down for a second, let you see all the food. So we have our bubbly mac and cheese, our Asian style green beans, our barbecue chicken. Look at those amazing grill marks. And then our beer bread. So I hope you're enjoying this series of us grilling and cooking out together to prepare for Labor Day. I hope you try some of these recipes. Let me know if you do and what you think about it. And just remember that whenever you're cooking, you just do it to your liking and your taste. Recipe is just something to go by. You just do whatever you're feeling that day. You might change up your seasonings. If you're not wanting something kind of spicy barbecue-y, you could do something more of a smoky, like a chipotle rub on the chicken. I mean, you just change it up and do whatever you like. I will, as always, link anything that we use in our cooking in the description box. You don't actually pay anything extra if you use my links to order anything off of Amazon, but it does help us out if you do order something that we use and you like and you think you want to try that out. I don't promote anything that I don't like. I guess I just really like everything I use in my kitchen. So if you wouldn't mind using those links if you think you want to order something. And of course, like I just said, it doesn't cost you any extra. And so we have one more installment of this little series of grilling and cooking out for Labor Day ideas. And then I think we're going to do a little series of Mexican food. I haven't made much Mexican lately, trying to work on getting these videos out. And Mexican is one of my favorite things to eat. So if you have a suggestion of something you want to see me make, let me know in the comments box down below. And if you have any friends that you think would enjoy watching these videos, sorry again, I'm tired. Working these nights in a row, 3 nights in a row, does make somebody tired. So I'm kind of stumbling over my words, so I do apologize. I'm just trying to remember everything I need to kind of remember to say. So I'm just going to ask you to subscribe, and we'll post some videos here on the side. I'm not sure what side they pop up on if you want to watch some other videos in the meantime. And there's a little subscribe button that pops up on one side of the video. And hope to see you next time. And Stay cool out there. Bye.